I can't hop this. No, this doesn't work. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Shooting films is a very hard thing to do. Making videos is a very hard thing to do, and it's really hard to get started in because there's a lot of unknown factors that come into play, and you don't actually know how to navigate these factors to get the best possible outcome. I think I've been able to narrow it down to 5 bad practices as a beginner filmmaker that keeps people from pushing themselves to the next level. Let's start with number 1, making jokes. I see this a lot in a lot of student filmmakers. We live in a time where people want to make memes. And that's fine, you know, if you want to make memes, go make memes. But you need to understand, what is your end goal? What do you actually want to do? Do you want to make memes or do you want to make films? And I actually talked about this a couple of videos ago, where I found a lot of student filmmakers really just want to make a joke out of everything. They'll watch something serious and find something to laugh at it to not take it seriously. This seems harmless, I know, but think about it. Because there's so many people that take things as a joke, they then end up taking themselves as a joke, and they never take any of their own work seriously. I'm not saying you shouldn't ever laugh and not have fun and not smile or anything like that. I'm saying you need to know where to draw the line. Of course, have fun when you're making films, but do not let your work suffer as a result of you making too many jokes. Number 2, perpetual conceptualizing. Oh my God, this is a huge one. Let me know if this sounds familiar to you. You sat down and you started writing a script. It starts out pretty easy, right? Okay, a guy is walking down an alleyway or something. But then the longer you sit on the script, the further you go down the rabbit hole. You start adding so many things on top of this thing. Okay, he's walking down this alleyway, then suddenly the building behind him explodes. Then you have 50 guys come up to him with guns, and then he has to beat up all of them. He throws them into this other building, and then planes fly by. And then the script gets so crazy that it becomes impossible to do. And then you start thinking, oh wait, this is too hard. I'll throw that out, let's start another script. And then this vicious cycle continues. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have an imagination, of course, but you need to understand where you're at your level with filmmaking. It's very, very easy to get lost in writing a script because it is the easiest thing to do, technically wise. Now, I know all the screenwriters saying, no, there's actually really hard to write a script. Okay, hold on, relax. I'm saying anybody can sit down and start typing on a computer right now. Not everybody can actually go out and execute said script. So you need to understand what is the end goal of writing a script. I'd hope it'd be actually to make the film. Don't let your scripts just stay scripts, because a script without a production is just a book. One of the easiest ways to overcome this is to scale down. Yes, we have done several big productions and we still do them, but at the same time, we still do zero budget run and gun films. There's nothing wrong with making something simple. In fact, the simpler it is, the more likely it is to get done, and you actually get something out into the world for people to watch. If you can get something onto the table for people to watch, you will be miles ahead of the people who are constantly writing scripts that are too extravagant, throwing them out, and starting new scripts over and over and over again. Especially if you're a beginner, scale down, start small, and shoot something. If you start writing scripts that are way too extravagant, it becomes impossible to make without $1 million. But this does lead me into my next point. Number 3, thinking money will save your film. All right, let's play a little game here. Let's say you have this awesome story idea that you want to turn into a film, and I gave you $10,000 to make it right now. Do you even know what to do with that money whenever you get it? Money is a tool. I'm not saying that money isn't going to help you, but if you don't know what to do with said money, then how are you actually going to make this film? I found that whenever people do get their hands on money, they eventually just put it on everybody else to start doing the film, and then the film doesn't end up the way that the original screenwriter wanted. If you can't handle a film with what you have, with the gear that you have, with zero budget, how on earth are you going to handle a film with budget? This is, like I said, you need to scale down and start small so you can understand what you're doing and understand where your shortcomings are. Then you can either pay people or pay for gear to help make up for those shortcomings. Now, you're probably getting a little bit discouraged right now, but understand that yes, there is a learning curve to this. But to make things sound a lot easier for you, there are really just 7 fundamentals of a cinematic image that will take your story from 0 to 100. That's why we have a $27 mini cinematography course that you can get in the top right corner in the first link in the description below. We'll cover those 7 fundamentals in detail so you can actually get yourself off the ground and bring one of those thousands of scripts that you have filed away to life. And in this course, you will get the knowledge to shoot your first film within 10 days. So click one of the links and I'll see you inside. Number 4. Over-consuming and under-creating. I still catch myself doing this sometimes. We get caught up watching movies too much, and we think that just because we watch a lot of movies, we are now a filmmaker. This is very hard to do and very hard to break that cycle, I know, because we're in the age of consumption. We swipe and we watch videos over and over and over again for like 10 hours a day. Something I've had to tell myself, just because you can quote every single line of like 50 different movies, it doesn't make you the next big filmmaker. So try to create more than you can consume, put something on the table for people to watch. And my final point, number 5, not seeking opportunities. I know a lot of us want to create our own films. We want to write this thing and then we want to direct it, blah, 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 and then we want to turn it into this big thing, which is totally great, and we absolutely should be doing more of this. But I've also recently seen this in myself where we're so focused on just creating our own things and not actually working on other things. And this means like actually going out and working on somebody else's film, maybe as a cam op, as an actor, or whatever it is that you want to do in filmmaking. And also at the same time, it's just general laziness. We think of this crazy idea that we're gonna make this huge, gigantic film someday, but then that idea of actually doing it is so daunting that we sit back and psych ourselves out of it. Join a Facebook group, try to look for people who are crewing up for their next film, and go work on that so you have the experience to make your own films. I really hope that all of that makes sense and it has actually helped some of you actually push yourselves to the next level of filmmaking. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you very much. I recommend you watch this video right here. It's about more fundamentals that you need to understand about being a beginner filmmaker. Other than that, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video.